Sup, Running Squad? Today we will be reading you The Great Potato Chip War, our most prized slide that we have been working on all school year. But today we have a special guest reading it, too.
Hello there. My name's Matthew, and me and her made the Potato Chip War with some others.
Including Jordan with Plays, aka Yeti if you're from our other channel.
And some other people that I probably shouldn't say their names.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's going to be reading the top part of Chapter 1, but I'll be reading the dialogue of Chapter 1, and then I'll read the top of Chapter 2, and here the dialogue of Chapter 2, and we'll keep switching on and on. So if we mess up, well... well...
Also, if we do mess up on something, I will be editing the video.
Yes, we have an editor maybe for today. We have an editor
Maybe.
for this video. Well, if we mess up, it's a maybe. I mean, it's a maybe unless we mess up, and then it will be yes.
Okay.
Let's go.
2, 1. It all started with a person named French Fry. He left a bag of potato chips though. All of the potato chips ran out and started to build an empire. They had the greatest military ever, and they even allied with the barbecues. But they already had all the bags of potato chips. They made a plan to make more potato chips and barbecue chips. But then the barbecue chips somehow grew cigars for a weapon. So they started experimenting until they made what's called the potato chip virus.
Checklist. 2 days equals potato chip. Test. 3 grams of salt. 1 gram of sugar. Make boss happy. Get more cigarettes. Pray to potato god.
So they went on trains and went to Walmart and put the potato chip virus in all the food.
Wanted. Potato chip king. Barbecue chip.
Chapter 2. Rise of the hot dogs. The virus oh wait, this is your turn.
Chapter 2, the rise of the hot dogs. The virus spread very quickly. It was like a zombie apocalypse if you were a potato chip. You were pretty much a zombie because you took land and way worse. Anyway, about the king, well, he was the very first potato chip to live, and he was the strongest.
Pass me some salt, young one.
Now, where's the war, you may ask? Well, when a potato chip opened a pack of hot dogs and put the virus in, well, the hot dogs escaped, and they're immune to the potato chip virus. And then a war broke out of nowhere. Dun dun dun! But then a barbecue chip threw a cigar at the potato chips on accident and turned them into a flaming hot Cheeto. And the barbecue chip had a long cigar and burnt all the hot dogs. And the barbecue chips turned into popcorn. Flooding into the city was popcorn. Ah!
Yay! With remains. What that we do whatever.
Your mom.
Chapter 3. The dry home. The hot dogs made a home or empire. They could breathe out fire like a dragon. The hot Cheetos were planning on a war with the potato chips, and they take the world into flaming hot Cheeto empire. They invaded the potato chips empire, but the potato chips fought back. Then the barbecue chips came to help the potato chips and fight for their freedom at potato chip land. While the war happened, the flaming hot Cheetos found out a plan. Burning potato chips turned them into flaming hots.
Chapter 4, The Secret Kingdom. The potato chips needed a new home, but let's focus on the barbecues. Where's the barbecue kingdom, you may ask? Well, they are underground in a kingdom or empire. Well, you see, the barbecues are very smart. They have a hidden base and mines to the other bases, but how do they pop up out of nowhere without a hidden path to the other kingdoms? Now back to the potato chips. The barbecue chips were kind enough to let them live in their underground kingdom with them. When the potato chips came in, they were amazed. The barbecue chips were living right under the potato chip empire the whole time. The barbecue chip kingdom was so big and there was so much space. If they wanted a whole new empire, they would fit. the potato chips and barbecue chips became allies. Back to the hot dogs. They decided to team up with the Flamin' Hot Cheeto and destroy the barbecue and potato chip empire for once and for all.
It's very hot here. It burns. Dude, you're literally a hot dog.
You remember that fry from the beginning? Well, there was one more French fry, and he and a Flaming Hot Cheeto had a tiny 1v1 battle. But then, something unthinkable happened. They got mixed together and made the ultimate war weapon, a Flaming Hot Cheeto fry. Dun 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 dun! When the other Flaming Hot Cheetos and hot dogs found out, they wanted more of this powerful Flaming Hot Cheeto fry. So that night, they took the potato chips that were sleeping, the Flaming Hot Cheetos, and so that night when the potato chips were sleeping, the Flaming Hot Cheetos and hot dogs snuck into the barbecue empire's base and took 8 potato chips hostage. They were going to put them together and make more Flaming Hot Cheeto fries. They took the potato chips to a cell and kept them there for the rest of the night. They planned to turn them into a Flaming Hot Cheeto fry the next morning. So they tested, but things went downhill. A hot dog went into the conversion chamber and made a chili dog. The hot dogs did research on what this chili dog can do. He was burning hot chili peppers, and they are immune to fire, but not to cigarettes. The hot dogs underestimated how strong the chili dogs were, and the chili dogs escaped.
Chapter 5, The Solitary Escapees. So remember a few of the potato chips still solitary, but they made a plan to escape.
Step 1, grab the warden's key. Step 2, unlock the cell. Step 3, make a map and leave. Step 4, become escapees. By the way, great job on this map. He made it himself.
I mean, I just grabbed the background. It wasn't hard. Anyways,
cool.
The potato chips snatched the keys from the guard and started their escape. The Flamin' Hot Cheetos and hot dogs, never seen them escaping beasts, are too busy trying to catch the chili dog. The potato chips ran to the barbecue kingdom to tell them that they were trying to make an ultimate weapon, a flaming hot Cheeto fry. When they got to the barbecue and potato chips empire, they found out that they wanted to invade the Flaming Hot Cheeto empire before they got to their kingdom first. Luckily, the hot dog and Flaming Hot Cheetos were very dumb, so there were no guards. When they were looking around, they found 3 other potato chips tied up in the room. They were going to make the Flaming Hot Cheeto fry. Well, remember that chili dog and the accidentally of making it? Well, it might not have been a mistake. One of the hot dogs really actually wanted to help and be nice and help out at the barbecue kingdom. So he tried to make an ultimate one. Then he ran to warn the barbecue kingdom that they were going to steal potato chips. But of course, when he got there, they were gone. He had thought the worst had come for them, but he still had a little hope, and he knew where they were going. So he ran back to the Flaming Hot Cheeto and hot dog empire. The chili dog ran like the wind to get there. When he got there, he climbed up the rope and into the castle he went. The chili dog ran through the whole castle and finally found the barbecue and potato chips. The barbecue and potato chips were scared at first until the chili dog explained himself. The barbecue and potato chips invited them to join their empire and destroy the Flaming Hot Cheetos once for all. Of course, he said yes. They went back to the empire and told everybody they were back to relocate. So they decided to move their empire to a big open field and build their empire there. But one of the hot dog spies saw the potato chips and barbecue building their empire there. So they took exact location there and where is it and what are they doing? Hey,
I need backup. I think I found something. You guys need to see this. Chapter 6, The Nuclear War. All of a sudden, there was explosives everywhere. The hot dogs were invading. But then, the chili dog and the long cigar barbecue chip came in to save the day. The Cheetos took it too far. But luckily, the potato chips and barbecue chips ran before the explosion. They were underground, so they survived.
Chapter 7, The Wasteland. The potato and barbecue chips were the only ones that survived. But before the Cheetos blew up the bomb, they put some chemical that started the wasteland apocalypse. It's all the hot dogs and Cheetos, but made them zombies. The potato chips found old chambers, so they locked the infected hot dog in the chamber to study it. And that green stuff on it is radioactive, so they can shoot it at them. The machine was kind of broken. The potato chips left the hot dog in the chamber and ran through the sewers and found that out some of the hot dogs and hot Cheetos were still alive. The potato and barbecue chips decided to end the war because there was currently an apocalypse.
Chapter 8, The Great Plan. But the Cheetos and hot dogs still wanted control of the barbecue and potato chip empire, so they pretended like it was over, but it was just the beginning. They went back to the hot dog and flaming hot Cheeto empire, and they started planning. Definitely not any Easter eggs in this.
Aborted savior.
When they had their plan, they started preparing. They got the best weapons, and luckily they had those two ultimate weapons. The flaming hot Cheeto fry. Dun dun dun! Their main target was the king.
Chapter 9, Rise of the Takis. The potato and barbecue chip army was still cautious. They didn't know if the hot dogs and flaming hot Cheetos empire actually surrendered, so they tried to make a new weapon. They took some flaming hot Cheeto dust and rolled it up into a potato chips. Then it turned into a Taki. They wanted more of these Takis. I messed it up. So they started more experimenting until they found the god of all Takis, Fuego Taki. They tried making more Fuego Takis, but there's only one god of all Takis, so they couldn't. So they just started making an army of red Takis, with of course the god of Takis, Fuego one. Meanwhile, the hot dog and the hot Cheetos decided to infiltrate the potato chips and barbecues. They wanted to do it stealthy, so they went in the sewers.
Taco Bell. Come on, Cheeto!
They went out of the hatch and saw the kingdom. It was go time. But the hot dogs saw and the Cheetos saw was menacing. They couldn't question what they saw, so they focused on the mission. They went around back and found the door and found the palace. They were up against the potato chip king. Now they were going to prison, but they wanted some of the potato chips, so they had to bring out the Takis. I have an idea. So we go on that ship. Actually, you were supposed to read that. But who cares?
Mr. Bean. Definitely not an Easter egg. Chapter 10, Sinking and Unsinkable. The wounded barbecue chip and potato chips would go on the HMHS Titanic, sister to the infamous RMS Titanic. They sailed across the island of Kia in Greece. Halfway there, Titanic hit a mine, and it is starting to sink fast. Titanic has gone down and there's no deaths. Oh shoot. I can't go. Okay, there it is. The RMS Olympic came and rescued the potato chips and barbecue chips after it sank. There was a new chip species was driving the RMS Olympic. They're called Fritos.
Oh my god, they can say I'm Captain Frito. Chapter 11, Start of the Fritos. The Fritos took the injured barbecue and potato chips in their empire and took them to the medical room to fix them up. They also became allies. When the potato and barbecue they told them about the Fritos, about their empire, and they needed help battling the hot Cheetos and hot dogs and hot fries. And of course, the Fritos agreed, since they saved them after the sinking of the HMS. The The potato chips and barbecue chips took the Fritos to their empire to help fight them at the Hot Kingdom. When they got to the empire, there was way more than enough of them. The potato chips knew they were going to win this war.
Chapter 12. The Volcanic Continent. So, back to the Hot Cheetos. They went exploring through the sea. Then they saw this, a new continent. The Spicy Dorito Empire, the hot dogs, hot fries, and hot Cheetos knew that this would be their new empire. It was like a hot paradise, so they asked if the Spicy Doritos could help, and like always, they said yes.
Chapter 13, The Secret Diary. Well, you see, the potato chips went back to the Frito Empire because they forgot a few things. But then they saw something in the water when the HMHS Britannic wrecked.
Diary of a hot dog.
They saw all the thought of one hot dog left in the cell. They already got the idea that they were trying to invade their empire, but now they knew everything. All the planes and all their weapons, also finding a lifeboat, and they towed it with them to a place in a museum.
We shall preserve this boat. So weird. Whoa. Kill Potato King. It has been year. All hail Mad Dog.
When they read it, it was like they were really alive in it. And right there. They saw that they sent the mine to make the entire Britannic to strike and sink and everything else. The potato chips were mad, but before they could tell the king about it, they saw this.
The king's dead and the sun is crying.
I love those eyes.
Chapter 14. Devil in Disguise. The sun was so angry, he was turning insane, he was gonna go mad. It was like he was the devil in disguise. The king's son really wanted to get revenge. He thinks that he knows who it was, but there was an imposter in the building working with the Hot Kingdom. Little did he know. The king's son went on the RMS Olympic for the king's funeral, just miles away where the Britannic sank. Then he got a hint by Captain Frito while hiding his gun.
Thank you, Captain Frito. I think they're on the ship. I saw a potato chip. A strange activity I saw crossing the quay this morning.
He pretended to be a crewmate, looking for a thirsty sabotager. Then as he went up the staircase, he shot the assassin and threw him off.
Chapter 15. How did the assassin come to be? Where did the assassin come from? Well, he is undercover, flaming hot Cheeto in a potato chip disguise.
Ha ha ha! They will never know. Ha ha ha! Time to kill the king. To be continued. Stay tuned for part 2. I hope you liked the Great Potato Chip part 1. Because there's like 3 more, I think. Or is there 2? I don't know.
There's 2 and then there's 1 more moving on.
So, if we get 1 view on this video, we will be doing part 2.
It's literally just gonna be me and you.
If we get 2 views on this video, we'll be doing that. Well, thank you for watching this video. Please leave a like and subscribe. Bye, Roni Squad.
Bye.